Hey there, welcome back to the Moon Manifesting Podcast. It's Kara, your favorite moon manifesting mama. How are you guys all going? I hope that you are all manifesting some amazing goals this week. So, in today's episode, I'm going to be unraveling the secrets of Scorpio season and explaining exactly how you can use the moon to manifest your goals during this time of year. Personally, I'm really excited for Scorpio season because we have not one, but two eclipses coming up in Scorpio season. And it's really a good energy for manifesting money and manifesting business growth as well. These are like some of the things that are to do with the Scorpio season energy. But I'm going to be diving into that in more detail throughout the episode. So let's dive in. Scorpio season, yay! So Scorpio season starts on around the 23rd of October every year, give or take a day, depending on where you are in the world, and give or take a day. It changes roughly each year. But 23rd of October this year, 2022, the sun will be moving into Scorpio. So what that means, the sun in astrology is all to do with our awareness and our focus. So it's what we are conscious of. So when the sun, it's moving through the sky throughout the year and it's spending approximately 4 weeks in each of the 12 zodiac signs. So as the sun moves through each of these zodiac signs, that energy of that particular zodiac sign comes to our consciousness. It comes into our awareness, and that's what we naturally are focusing on. So when the sun is moving through Scorpio, then naturally we're focused on those Scorpio themes of things like facing our fears, unraveling mysteries, discovering secrets, things like making more money, upgrading your business. There's a lot of things that can be unraveled during Scorpio season. It's generally just a time when we want to play like the investigator or the detective, and we're figuring out why, like the why of things. Why do things, appear this way? Why does this thing work the way it does? And that's probably, maybe why you're here listening to this episode, because you want to unravel why we can manifest stuff during Scorpio season and how to utilize this mysterious energy of the eclipses that are coming up. So yeah, there's a lot of mysterious vibes that can come up during Scorpio season. And this is naturally when Halloween falls, if that's something that you participate in. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere and you're a pagan, then you may be celebrating Samhain, which is the pagan festival that's kind of similar to Halloween, about like honoring your ancestors and connecting with the past and that sort of thing. There's a lot of mysterious stuff that can come up during Scorpio season. So that's something to keep in mind, because a few days after Scorpio season begins, we have the new moon in Scorpio, and that's actually a solar eclipse as well. So this new moon and solar eclipse in Scorpio is occurring at 2 degrees exactly in Scorpio. So what I love to do for each new and full moon is I will find that exact degree on my natal chart to see exactly what's coming up for me. So I'll look for things like, what house is that falling in? So for me, 2 degrees Scorpio is in my 12th house. So the houses in astrology explain the different areas of your life. And I've talked about this in many different episodes previously. You'll find information on my blog all about this. If you want more details, do feel free to click through to the show notes for more information on those houses. So finding out exactly what house that new or full moon is falling in for you, and checking to see if there's any planets that are, maybe within a 5, even 10 degree zone. So if you have any planets that are up to about 12 degrees Scorpio, or to about 22 degrees Libra, then they are quite likely to be affected by the energies coming up by this solar eclipse and new moon in Scorpio that's, occurring at 2 degrees Scorpio. So, before I go into like the energy of this eclipse, the eclipse, if you're, wanting to catch a glimpse of it, solar eclipses can be a bit hard to find. You've kind of got to be in the right spot at the right time. But if you are in Europe, India, the UK, then you have a good chance of catching the eclipse. Unfortunately, if you're elsewhere in the world, you'll probably miss out, but keep listening because you may be able to catch the lunar eclipse occurring later in the month. So this solar eclipse and new moon occurring in Scorpio. What's going to be coming up for this? Because what's happening with this eclipse is that we've got the sun, the moon, and Venus are very, very close together. Obviously, the sun and moon are, exact at 2 degrees, and Venus is very, very close, also at 2 degrees, but a few minutes past. So we've got like this, these three sort of planets that are really combining those energies. So we're seeing this new beginning. New moons are all about new beginning, and because we've got Venus in the mix there, it's like very much to do with money and the things that we desire. So this is a really powerful time, this new moon in Scorpio, for setting intentions for those things that you want to manifest, the things that you desire, the goals that you want to manifest, your money goals, your income goals, your finances, all of those sorts of things. This is the time to be setting those goals. And if you utilize that solar eclipse energy, then you can manifest that money quite fast. Trust me, I have done this before. I have manifested like lump sum payments just out of the blue by harnessing the energy of eclipses. So make that time when the solar eclipse is happening, or maybe a day or two around it if you can't get to that exact time, and harness that energy, set those intentions, be really mindful about what you want to manifest, be really specific. Do whatever sort of ritual feels good for you, whether that's journaling about it, meditating, having some ceremonial cacao, or doing some yoga, or whatever it might be. Write it out on a piece of paper and burn it. I don't care what it is you do. Just do something that's really going to help you make those powerful intentions and send it out to the universe, and see what happens. So after the solar eclipse and new moon in Scorpio, a few days after that, there's kind of a bit of bad news, especially if you are a Scorpio, because Mars is going to be going into retrograde. And so the reason why I say that if you are a Scorpio is because Mars is one of your rulers if you are a Scorpio. So what this can mean is when Mars is in retrograde, it can really affect things like your drive, your passion, your energy. Mars is going to be retrograde through the sign of Gemini for quite some time, from about the 30th of October through to the 13th of January. So this time can really be important for you to slow down and not rush into things, because you may be at risk of burning yourself out. You may be really trying too hard, throwing too much energy at something, but you're not getting enough in return because, Mars is in retrograde. So especially if you're a Scorpio, also if you're an Aries who are also ruled by Mars, this can be just, a really good opportunity for you to slow down, maybe not try to manifest too much at once, just pick one thing to focus on, and just be aware that Mars in retrograde can be affecting your manifesting efforts. Because Mars is going retrograde in Gemini, Particularly, this can affect things like your communication or your social life. If you're a business owner, this could affect things like your social media or your marketing. So just paying special attention to those areas of your life, or even looking again on your natal chart to see exactly where Gemini is and where exactly Mars will be going retrograde through. You can look up those exact degrees online. And yeah, seeing exactly what's going to be coming up for you this Mars retrograde, so that you can take those precautions and just be aware of why things may not be flowing in your life during that time. So, Mars retrograde. That's the only bad news about Scorpio season, guys. Moving on to some more positive news. We come to the first quarter moon in Aquarius on around the 1st of November. So in terms of manifesting with the moon, it's like a cyclical process. We set our intentions on the new moon. The first quarter moon rolls around, and that's when we take those intentions and, we take action towards actually manifesting them. So the first quarter moon is the next step in that manifesting process, like in a nutshell. And so those intentions that you set on that new moon and solar eclipse, how can you now take action? So because that first quarter moon is falling in the sign of Aquarius, as it does during Scorpio season, the Aquarius energy is about thinking outside the box. It's about being innovative and coming up with new ideas. So you may have set these intentions at the new moon, and now it's time to take action. How can you think outside the box and do something that may feel like a bit spontaneous or a bit unexpected, or just something that's completely new? How can you take action in that sort of way rather than, following the old rules and doing what you think you're supposed to do and following traditional advice? How can you try something new to manifest those goals? So then coming up on the 8th of November, we have the full moon and lunar eclipse in Taurus. So this is an exciting full moon and lunar eclipse, and it's the last one for the year as well. What's going to be happening with this eclipse is that the moon is conjunct Uranus, which is the planet of surprises and, unexpected stuff. So things could manifest quite rapidly or unexpectedly with this full moon. The full moon in Taurus, which is occurring at approximately 16 degrees Taurus. Again, you can look on your natal chart to find out exactly where 16 degrees Taurus is, so you can find out what house that's falling in, and maybe if there's any other planets hovering around 16 degrees Taurus on your chart, looking about 10 degrees either way. So from about 6 degrees through to 26 degrees Taurus. If you've got anything there, then it could be impacted by this eclipse. So looking at your natal chart. So what's really coming up with this eclipse in Taurus? The thing with the Scorpio and Taurus axis, because they're on opposing sides of the zodiac wheel, it's all about getting out of your own way. It's like getting out of your subconscious blocks so that you can manifest those things into reality. But what's kind of coming up with this full moon in Taurus, I'm feeling, is that we need to release the physical clutter out of our lives so that we can manifest those things that we have been working towards in the background, those things that we secretly desire. I feel like there's a lot of physical stuff that could be blocking us energetically. And so this full moon can be a really good opportunity to declutter, to release, to let go, so that you're making more space in your life to manifest those things that you want, those income goals, those business goals, or whatever it may be that you set your intentions for on that new moon in Scorpio. Once we come to that full moon in Taurus, it's like, finding that balance and releasing so that we can make way for those to manifest. All right. I hope that makes sense. So moving on to the last quarter moon in Leo. This is occurring on the 16th of November. So the last quarter moon in Scorpio season and this is going to happen in Leo. Always during Scorpio season, we always have these same like first quarter, like new moon, first quarter, full moon, last quarter, like they're all going to be in the same sign during each season, because it's all to do with like the angle that the sun and moon are making, right? So yeah, it's always going to be the last quarter moon in Leo in Scorpio season. So what's going to come up on the 16th of November in terms of moon manifesting? The last quarter moon is all about reviewing and reflecting. It's kind of like we're winding down and we're, assessing how well we've gone with manifesting our goals over this past moon cycle. So this can be a really good time to check in with those goals from the new moon in Scorpio that you set, and reevaluating how you could maybe change things up for the next moon cycle. Analyzing what went well, what didn't work, that sort of thing. Because the last quarter moon is in Leo, then as you're reviewing, you may, be more confident as you're reviewing, if something didn't manifest well, you may be able to put a real positive spin on it and feel like, okay, that didn't work really well, but this thing really did work well. That Leo energy is very optimistic and very positive. So you can use that energy as you're reviewing your goals to really put a positive spin. Even if you didn't manifest the things that you wanted, maybe it will help you to appreciate what you did manifest in your life during Scorpio season. So the sun then moves into Sagittarius on around the 22nd of November, ending Scorpio season. So be sure to keep an eye on the Moon Manifesting podcast, and I will hopefully put up another episode to help you understand what's coming up in Sagittarius season and how you can manifest your goals during Sagittarius season. So I hope that this episode was super helpful to help you understand how to harness the energy of Scorpio season, including those 2 eclipses that we've got coming up, and what to watch out for with Mars retrograde. Oh, Mars retrograde. It doesn't happen very often, if you're wondering. Mars retrograde happens only about every 2 years. And so it's kind of a big deal when it does happen, like unlike a Mercury retrograde, which, it happens, every 3 months, it's kind of old news. But Mars retrograde, we'll see. Nothing bad will happen, guys. I promise. So be sure to let me know what's coming up for you in Scorpio season. I'd love to know what you've discovered from maybe looking at your chart about where these eclipses are falling on your chart, what areas of your life are coming up. Be sure to let me know. I'd absolutely love to hear from you. Send me a message on Instagram at karahowarth.official. Let's have a conversation about what's coming up for you. So stay magical, stay manifesting, and stay tuned. I will talk with you in the next episode of the Moon Manifesting podcast. Bye for now.